Hello, Mark. I'm Mike. This is my reading for Driven Mad. Experts fear a start of road rage trend. Local traffic report is starting to sound like a police blotter. On August 3rd, while trying to park his car on South Street, a 23-year-old West Philly man was shot in the head by another driver who wanted a spot. A week later, an argument between the occupants of two cars on Allegheny Avenue erupted into gunfire. A 19-year-old woman was shot in the head. On August 12th, the driver of a sport utility vehicle tried to run a van driver off the road in Upper Darby. After a collision, the first driver stabbed the second in the leg. How long till we have to buckle up both our safety belts and our bulletproof vests when we climb behind the wheel? Police say incidents like these, known as road rage, are still rare in the Philadelphia area. But traffic experts are worried we may be seeing the beginning of a far more deadly trend. It's going to get worse, said Leon James, a University of Hawaii traffic psychology professor known as Dr. Driving. James and others believe violent highway incidents are merely extreme examples of our everyday aggressive driving behavior. The Daily News reported last month that drivers who have abandoned civil roadway behavior are causing about half of all serious traffic accidents. Tailgating, running red lights, speeding, and hazardous lane changes are common behavior on the highway, said James. Aggressive driving is not extreme anymore. It has become a cultural norm on the highway, James said. And it's going to get worse for two big reasons, experts said. First, traffic is becoming more congested. That means drivers have more opportunities to engage in violent encounters. Second, we are a violent society that is proud, not ashamed of aggressive behavior. What's going to reverse the trend? Earlier this month, the National Conference of State Legislatures tackled that question during its annual meeting in Philadelphia. Some legislators, though none from Pennsylvania or New Jersey, said they had tried to introduce new laws that outlaw aggressive driving. None have been adopted so far because lawmakers have been unable to define aggressive driving. But Carol Petzold, a Maryland legislature delegate, insisted, "You and I know what aggressive driving is when we see it." Other experts believe the problem can be solved with enforcement of existing laws. That's the cornerstone of the new program in the Washington D.C. area called Smooth Operator. Police initiated the program after an 80 road duel on the George Washington Parkway killed 3 people. In its first 2 weeks, Smooth Operator ticketed more than 27,000 drivers for speeding, tailgating, improper passing, and failure to obey signals. By comparison, the Daily News has found that Philadelphia police rarely write tickets for aggressive driving. For instance, in 1995, police wrote 137 tickets for red light running, which is the city's #1 cause of accidents. Though experts say increased law enforcement is a big part of the solution, psychologists like James say the problem runs even deeper into the soul of our violent nation. We're born into road rage, we inherit it from our parents, said James. We acquire it automatically as children from adult drivers, cartoons, television, and commercials. Every driver at some point has these violent thoughts against another driver, he continued. There is a Jacobin and high transformation when we get behind the wheel of a car. A car is our castle and the road is our freedom. When somebody gets in the way of it, we get hostile, James said. For James, the solution is better driver education that stresses the ability to contain hostility and to avoid disputes. If we don't do something, these violent incidents are going to get worse. James said, what's increasing is our acceptance of road rage, our self-righteous indignation about other drivers. People feel almost proud of their aggressiveness. Why pedaling is hard to beat. Britain would be healthier and wealthier if more people got on their bikes. Not only would roads be less congested and less polluted, but cyclists would be fitter and could expect a longer life. Mike Collins from cycling charity Sustrans says, a cyclist of 50 will have the health of a 40-year-old. The Health Education Authority says that cycling for as little as half an hour a day, a journey of about 5 miles, can have the risk of heart disease. Longer term, cycling could also help avert one of the great threats of the age, global warming. Taking to 2 wheels is pollution-free. The other great benefit is that cycling is cheap, so it's hardly surprising that each year more trips are made by bike than by train and London Underground combined. But Britain's 20 million bicycles need to be put to regular use. Then they can be of really effective benefit to everyone, even non-cyclists. And now I'm going to answer the 5 questions in the discussion part. For question number 1, have you ever suffered from road rage and what happened? And my answer is I haven't suffered from road rage, but I have seen that and road rage happened. I see 2 car drivers bump into each other, and 2 cars bump into each other, and they don't want to let each other to go, and then they get off their car and have a confrontation. And I see that it seems that they have physically attacked each other. Maybe they will hit or kick and do something that do damage to each other, and they have quarreled for a long time, maybe for over 10 minutes, I think. And I think it seems that they didn't want to give way and to yield to each other because they think themselves are right, and they don't think they do something wrong, and they point out others. They point out the others' mistakes and try to make the other apologize. So I think it's not really, it's not a good situation at that time, and I think it can be avoided if they can tolerate each other and have a better consequence. And for question number 2, why do you think drivers become so aggressive when other cars get in their way? I think that's the main reason why drivers would be so aggressive, because it's that it's a dangerous situation when other cars get in the way. Because if they get in the way, you will not. If you not pay attention for a while, maybe perhaps the car accident might happen, and it indeed did a great damage to their car, and also the car drivers and the passengers in the car, and I think so. We have to think about others. So if we see other cars surpasses, we try not to compete with them and try not to be so aggressive. And if other cars get in your way. And for question number 3, do you think people would be calmer if they cycled? If so, why? I think people would be calmer if they cycled, because since cycling is a healthier sport and entertainment as well, and cyclists don't need to be hurried to work or other issues such as emergency something like that. And cycling, I think cyclists can be in a good mood and stay peaceful in mind, and they can enjoy their great time cycling, and I think that's the main reason. If they can stay peaceful in mind and stay calm, and that will not that the same situation happen if when on that's called road rage. And for question number 4, how popular is cycling in your country? What could be done to encourage cycling? I think nowadays cycling, this sport, it gains popularity little by little in Taiwan, because there are several tourist attractions providing certain area for cycling this kind of sport, such as Danshui in Taipei. I have several experiences with my family cycling there, and it's indeed a good recreation for us to reinforce our family bond, to make it more stronger, and we can contact each other more often, frequently, and have to make our relationships more intimate. And I think maybe the governments or social institutions can make efforts to do something to encourage the cycling, such as advertisement where they can announce or call of the people that cycling is a healthy sport and recreation for people to do. And if citizens have time, they can try not to be free from this pressure of work or schoolwork. They can have a recreation like cycling in tourist attractions, and I think there are many choices for them to choose to go cycling. So I think that's several ways for governments or official institutions to encourage citizens to go cycling. And for the last question number 9, how do you think people could become less aggressive? As far as I'm concerned, people can try to be patient and tolerant to other road users. Sometimes, occasionally, I think road users, no matter you are car drivers or you are passers-by, you have to stand in others' shoes to think about their situation, because perhaps sometimes they have some reasons and to maybe do something offensive to you, and they don't know it's really offensive to you. So I think we try to be calmer and more tolerant, and to think about what they maybe have some reasons, and maybe they will go for urgencies. Maybe urgent to do something, and and they didn't notice that they offend you. So if we can be more patient and tolerant to others, other road users, and I think the road rage, this situation will not happen so frequently. And I think that's if this kind of incidents, um, the rate of this kinds of incidents decreased, that we will. I think it's beneficial to our modern society, and it's also will not do great damage to our relationship between each other. And that's all my answers for all the questions. To all the questions. Thank you.